geek icon for amazing you in so much stuff over the years.
Aw, thank you so much.
So what was it like working on Skin Train?
You know what? It was incredible. It was a great experience. Obviously, Dolph was one of my guys that I always looked up to, and it was great to work with him. And then Tony Jaa was just phenomenal as well. And Ron Perlman played my dad. Ron Perlman played my dad. How much better does it get?
It does not get any better.
Exactly.
Now, did you get a chance to pull out any action moves?
I did. I have done a lot of action in my career, so I was very fortunate to have a nice fight scene with Tony. And, well, you can imagine what happens, but I'll leave it at that. You know what was great was also got to fight with Dolph a little bit, so it was good. It was perfect. It was awesome.
Now, what attracted you to the role after reading the script?
You know, the bottom line was that sex trade is such a relevant industry, which is a terrible thing to say, you know, at this day and age, that it's still prevalent. And for us, it was an opportunity. I know I play the bad guy, one of the bad guys in it, and it was an opportunity for me to bring light to this subject. And I think at the end of the day, this movie will show that this is still going on, and we've got to find a way to stop it.
It is a serious problem going on, and of course, a lot of people are not aware of it. But when we use the word trafficking, it softens up that it's slavery.
Yeah, but it is. It's slavery. It's not trafficking. It's slavery. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So we need to find a way to stop it because it's terrible. And I have to say that walking around Bangkok was one of those things where you see it. You know, we're so sheltered from that kind of stuff, I think, in the U.S. that we don't always see it. And in Bangkok, you could see it literally on the streets. And you watch these girls come up to you, and you're like, oh, my God, she's a young girl, and soliciting. And you're like, oh, I can't believe that it goes on. And I have a daughter, so it really hits home with me.
Oh, my gosh, that's so sad. Well, I want to lighten this up a little bit. Tell me, what will I see you in next?
Right now, you can see me on Cedar Cove. It's a TV series on Hallmark with Andy McDowell.
I love it.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm working on right now. So
That is a big change.
yeah, I know. It's Hallmark, which is nice, you know. I get to play all these crazy characters, and I get to play a nice private investigator who has, you know, some substance to him, so it's great.
It's not sci-fi.
I know, but there's some sci-fi stuff coming down the pipe.
There is. So
Yeah.
tell me, what's been your favorite role that you've played over the years?
Oh,
There's so many. Oh my gosh.
there's so many roles. I've been very fortunate. I have to say, probably playing Varro on Stargate Universe was one of my favorite roles because I guess they described him as a killer with a heart. And I think the journey was great because towards the end of the second season, you got to see that this guy was a human being, and he had a lot of compassion in him, and he was just doing what he had to do to survive. So
I love Stargate Universe. I was really unhappy with sci-fi.
I know.
The final episode, I was like, oh my God, this is the show we've been waiting for.
I know. I couldn't believe we didn't find out it was canceled. Anyway, it's a long story, but we didn't find out till at Twitter. Somebody posted on Twitter, and then we got called. What happened? What happened? And we didn't know. So,
Were there any really good fight scenes in it that you got hit too hard?
don't tell Tony, but he did hit me pretty good at one of the takes, and it was funny because it's one of those fight scenes that sometimes you have to go for it, and you try to be safe, but every once in a while you just have to muck it up and get into it. And we did, and I remember the first take we did was like 90 seconds. It doesn't seem like a long time, but we were exhausted. We looked at each other, we just hugged each other and just sat down and like, I need some water. Yeah, me too. And so it was awesome. It was good.
That is so cool. That is, I'm just so excited to talk to you. And one last question.
Yes.
What is your fighting background? Because I've seen you on shows where you're fighting, and I can never figure out if you're familiar in boxing or martial arts, or if you learn it from a script.
Well, for me, it's hard to explain. I used to play hockey and high-level hockey, so we used to fight a lot as well in hockey. And then growing up, the street fighter and stuff, then I learned how to box. I learned how to do some martial arts. So it all has come full circle, and that I'm using it in movies now. So I've been very fortunate.
You are, and you are one of those people who are able to just maintain a career. If you could tell something to like a young actor or actress coming around the bend, what would be the advice you give them that you wish someone had told you?
The best advice I could give anybody is just stay the course. Believe in it. It's going to happen. And it's going to take all these weird turns, and you'll never believe, like, you won't understand what's happening, but stay the course. It'll happen. Believe in it.
Well, I know I believe in you because you were so nice and you're great. I love you and everything you did.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much.